Was the year I made my intro. By 2020 I was kicking hoes though. Was getting depressed by 2021. Hoes did all that talking but couldn't get it done. By 2022 I holler fuck all these hoes. Had these bitches running like a drippy coke of nose. Now it's 23 and I'm still undefeated. The way I run that game, poor please thinking that I cheated. 100% pure beat. Ain't no cutting me. 100% pure beat. What the fuck you mean? 100% pure beat. Yeah, I'm born and bred. 100% pure beat. You heard what I said.
Man, they come load all this bullshit, this I'm 100%
bitches starting to act like a flock of vegan sheep. All this making it fun, what happened to the beat? Mopey's playing like kids hide and seek. Complaining that I go too hard, they call the boys on me. Forensics had to take it off, they called it emergency. Bagged up all the evidence, trying to build a case on me. Sent it off for testing, yeah, they got my DNA. But I ain't even tripping, cause the float's gon' say I'm 100% pure beat. Qualified by pedigree, 100% pure beat. Certified by the street, 100% pure beat. Yeah, I'm born and bred, 100% pure beat. You heard what I said.
born in the paint. 100% pure beat. Pure on blank. demetralitALLday. Round for round, pound for pound. Showing y'all how I boogie down.
There I go. Here I am. Good morning, Little Lane. Good morning, Aston. Thank you for being a Little Lane Pit Crew member for 14 whole entire months. Good morning, Rock King Black. Good morning, Renee. Rock. Uh-oh. I think Reese must have took Rock out of here with him. He was just up here looking at me crazy. Good morning. Happy Monday to you guys. We are back, Little Lane, for another day of commentary. Hey, Fedora. And as promised last night over at the Pit Crew pull-up, don't forget that if you guys haven't, no, you just got here on time, child. Oh, you say you ran here. So I was in the Pit Crew pull-up yesterday. We have Pit Crew pull-up lives for the members every Sunday. Make sure you please consider joining the memberships. They have different levels of support. Whichever one you choose would be great, great, great. Especially during these trying times in the beef sector. That is the best way to support demetralitALLday and her commentary and content. Join the membership. Okay. So, I told the members yesterday, hey, Peter Panel Kendall, welcome to Little Lane. So I told my members, Pit Crew, that with the Jay-Z sexual assault lawsuit, that I would have the documents on today, and boom, I got them. Hey, Jill's Comfort Zone. Good morning, Angie. What's up, Lady T? So I'm going to take my time today and read through these legal documents for the Jay-Z lawsuit because his name is Jay-Z and Diddy and several others. And then I got something special for you guys. Oh, I got it already. Thank you, though, Mr. LLL. After that, we're going to look at and do a breakdown of Jay-Z's rebuttal. Forbes magazine did like a PR strategy breakdown of Jay-Z's rebuttal. And I think that's going to be really, really interesting. So let's get started because it got quite a few pages here. But y'all know that just yesterday, Tony Busby here in my own home city, Houston, has filed another lawsuit. And this one named Sean Combs. Not Sean Combs. This one named Sean Carter, Jay-Z, Beyonce husband. Okay. Hey, Tracy. In it as a defendant and alleges that he participated to some extent in the S assault of, at the time, a 13-year-old girl minor. Okay. So that's been all the buzz for the last 12, 13 hours. The documents have been released, and we're going to take a good look at them right now. Let me okay, I got it up here. Let me share the screen with you guys. 22,000 dummies liked it on Twitter. Where it's all about the downfall of the icons. That's what it's been about for the last couple few years, bringing down the black icons. But another thing that should be said about that is be careful who you make your black icon. But we're not gonna go all into that. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to pull up the share screen. But Jay-Z has definitely come out already and denied it. Of course, like he's supposed to. Of course. Also read somewhere, but I don't want to mistakenly say something. But I think this is a lawsuit that they tried to file previously and it didn't get very far. And now they're doing it again since all the hubbub about Diddy. All right, here we go. Share. Good morning, Sassy. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, and share. Okay. All right, so it should be on the screen. Not yet. Let me put it up there. And of course, while I'm reading it, I don't be on the StreamYard screen, so you guys feel free to comment, and I'll be checking it back in my comments every once in a while while I'm reading it. Okay. All right, here we go. As you can see, this was just filed on 12/8/2024, and it says it's filed from a Jane Doe. Okay, so the complainant is going under Jane Doe. Good morning, Sean P. If you see him in green, you know what that means. They're part of the what? Little Lane Pit Crew. Consider joining the plaintiff is Jane Doe, the defendants, Sean Combs, Diddy, Daddy's House Records, DBA Combs Global, Combs Enterprises, Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Productions, Bad Boy Holdings, Bad Boy Records, Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Productions, Organization, does 1 through 10. Individual does. Oh. That's organizational does, like Jane Doe, unnamed parties. Then individual does 1 through 10. Okay. And last but not least, saving the best for last, Sean Carter is named in this suit. Okay. Let me take this comment off the screen. All right, let's get to reading it. So, plaintiff Jane Doe by and through her attorneys, the Busby Law Firm, for her complaint alleges as follows. 1. Defendant Sean Combs, all his AKAs, along with his longtime friend and collaborator, Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, drugged and aped a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. Many others were present at the after party, but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes, boy, he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. Ooh, they came out the gate, didn't they? Out the gate, huh? So they are literally. I thought when I perused it that they were saying that Sean Carter had just held the girl down, but they saying they took turns on that girl, and that it was at an after party from the VMAs in 2000, and apparently everybody else just sat around and watched them sexually assault a 13-year-old girl. But okay. For decades, defendant Combs abused, molested, aped, assaulted, threatened, and coerced women, minors, and others for sexual gratification, to assert dominance, and to conceal his abhorrent conduct. He accomplished these acts by and through a criminal enterprise built on his success as a rapper, record producer, and record executive. Combs is one of the wealthiest musical artists in the world. Behind the facade of being a 3-time Grammy Award winner, discovering and developing multiple famous music artists and ranking on Forbes' list of the highest paid entertainers in the world, there existed something sinister, a dark underbelly of crime, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, robbery, and prostitution. Not the prostitution. Combs is a menace to society, women, and children. While his wealth has kept him above consequence for years, hold on. What my phone said, I'm trying to get to my phone, my live on my phone, so I can read the comments from there. Why are you saying I'm not live? Am I live? Or am I just reading to myself? One moment, y'all. I'm on my phone looking at my YouTube channel. It's saying I'm not live. Oh, it's live. I'm live. Okay. One moment, y'all. I'm on my phone looking at my. Okay, so I'm opening up my comments so I can actually read y'all comments too on my phone. Sorry about that. But now I can look at you guys. Hey there, Fifth Muffy. Good morning. All right, y'all. Let me take my phone out the case. My case heavy as fuck. This way I can see y'all participate. Y'all hit the like for me, please. All right, there we go. All right, girl. And Renee, I looked at my channel. It was looking like I wasn't even live. I'm just reading. So what y'all saying? Before you get started, why does Busby always have 120 victims? I remember that he had that many against Deshaun Watson, but actually only had a few victims. I guess he be opening up the call line to say if you've been a part of this, and then he keep what stick. You know what I'm saying? I think he just, you know how you throw. Peter Panakin will say, I can't believe them out of it, which is all discussed on the train, pardon the pun, whenever possible. Okay, I'm trying to get back to it here. Uh-oh. It just disappeared off the screen. Child. Okay, here we go. So, I'm going to start from here. Combs is a menace to society, women, and children. While his wealth has kept him above consequence for years, Combs now faces the awesome power of the American judicial system and ultimately a jury of his peers who will be asked to punish him for his deplorable conduct described herein. Is my sound still out? Is it still out? Number three. Let me wait till I see. Number three, thank you. Number three, Combs' business enterprise is central to the pervasive acts of sexual assault and abuse committed by him during the last decades. Combs operated his business, headquartered at various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles, under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Booking Holdings Incorporated, Bad Boys Record LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment LLC, Bad Boy Productions LLC, Daddy's House Recording Studio Incorporated, NCEOPCO LLC, DBA Combs Global FKA, Combs Enterprises LLC, Combs Enterprises and Combs Global, collectively the Combs businesses. Corporate entities in the Combs business portfolio included record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcoholic spirits promoting business, a marketing agency, talent discovery, a television network, and media company. Good morning, Vera Carey. Thank you for joining. Number four, on the surface, each of these businesses served a legitimate purpose related to entertainment, music, and other subjects. But in reality, Combs, by and through himself and his agents, employees, and contractors, used these businesses to SA, abuse, threaten, and coerce hundreds of individuals through sexual quid pro quo schemes, as well as to take advantage of individuals with impunity, thinking the victims would never have any recourse. Combs and his agents, employees, and contractors through these Combs businesses would tell victims This is what it takes to be famous. What are you willing to do to become a star and perform this sexual act or else? In exchange for the victim performing a non-consensual sexual act for the gratification of Combs and his cohort. Mm, 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 mm. Members and associates of the Combs business engaged in and or attempted to engage in, among other activities, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purposes of prostitution, hey chapel, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. My word, not the kidnapping. The Combs business constituted an ongoing organization whose members function as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of Combs. Ooh, let me take a sip of my coffee. Take a sip of coffee. Ooh, ooh. Mm, mm, mm. Ooh. Combs' pervasive history of sexual assault and violence. Number 7. For years, Combs and his businesses engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse toward women, men, and minors. This abuse was, at times, emotional, verbal, physical, and sexual. As part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated both men and women to participate in highly orchestrated, they used that in the first lawsuit, remember, highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with both commercial sex workers and unsuspecting party goers. Combs ensured participation from these individuals by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them with or without their knowledge, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation, violence, and illicit drugs. Combs particularly fancied the use of the popular date rape drug rohypnol, or GHB, to commit heinous non-consensual acts of sexual violence and ape onto countless victims. Ooh. Combs often would secretly use the drug in an alcoholic beverage served at his parties. Party goers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverage containing GHB either prior to entering or while at Combs' party. Hey, Dobbin. There are also allegations of Combs dousing victims. Wait a minute. Wait. There are also allegations of Combs dousing victims in lotions or similar body oils, also laced with GHB, so that the drug would be absorbed through the victim's skin and make it easier to assault him or her. Further, it is well known that Combs had a practice of lacing water bottles with other substances, such as Xanax, and distributing them at his parties. Ooh, that I wasn't never invited, child. Excuse me. Combs' reoccurring and pervasive physical abuse took place for multiple decades. His tendencies of violence and sexual assault were well known among his colleagues, employees, agents, and businesses. On numerous occasions from at least in or about 1996, Shaw was 17 years old, and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women and men by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. Combs also assaulted children, both physically and sexually. Number 10. In 1996, Combs was found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with a gun. In 1999, he was arrested and charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief in connection with assaulting a record executive. Combs was arrested again the same year for his involvement in a shooting at a club in New York. Another instance of violence occurred at a Los Angeles hotel in or about March 2016, which was captured on video and later publicly reported, where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman as she was attempting to leave his hotel room. When hotel security staff intervened, Combs attempted to bribe the staff member to ensure silence. Could that be one, Cassie? Allegedly, the one the camel, the straw that broke the camel's back, huh? Opened the flood. Who in the hell left the gate open? Cassie. Number 11. In the past year, numerous civil complaints have been filed by plaintiffs who allege that they have been SA'd by Combs between 1991 and 2009. In November 2023, three lawsuits was filed against Combs under the New York Adult Survivors Act. Cassie Ventura, an artist signed to Bad Boy, sued Combs in New York for ape and physical abuse. She alleged Combs facilitated these acts by and through supplying Miss Ventura with copious amounts of drugs and urging her to take them beginning in 2006. Baby. 12. Joy Dickinson Neal also sued Combs in New York, alleging Combs drugged her, SA'd her, and secretly recorded the assault in 1991. Liz Gardner, who Combs met at an event hosted by a record label affiliated with Bad Boy, sued him for aping her and a friend in 1990 or 1991. She was only 16. Number 14. In December 2023, an anonymous plaintiff sued Combs in New York for drugging and gang aping her in 2003 when she was only 17 years old. This victim alleged that employees and business associates of Combs, through their affiliation with Bad Boy Enterprise, lured her to Combs' homes, where Combs then aped her. Ooh, Lord, it don't get no better. It get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. But let's continue. Please hit the like. Number 15. In February 2024, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, one of Combs' former producers, sued Combs for forcing him to engage in unwanted sex acts and sex trafficking, among other allegations. Very out of control, P. Mr. Jones alleged that Combs regularly drugged others, including minors. Good morning, good energy again, by giving them drugs laced with ecstasy, MDMA, and other date rape drugs. Mr. Jones alleged that Combs, in fact, drugged him as well in order to commit acts of SA. Number 16. In May 2024, former model Crystal McKinney and April Lampos sued Combs. Miss McKinney alleged that Combs drugged and SA'd her at his recording studio in 2003. Mimicking what has now become a known pattern, Combs promised Miss McKinney to help her with her modeling career in exchange for engaging in sexual conduct with him. Miss Lampros, an intern at Arista Records, which was an owner of Bad Boy, also sued in May 2024. Sued Combs, in May 2024 in New York County Supreme Court for aping her on multiple occasions, secretly filming these acts and showing the recordings to multiple people. Miss Lampros also alleges that Combs ordered her to take drugs on one occasion before he aped her. Baby, they listen to all his bad deeds known. Number 17. Now, all this right now is about Diddy, okay? Number 17, in July 2024, former adult star Adria English, who was employed by Combs as an entertainer at his infamous white parties that brought together the biggest names in the music and entertainment industries, sued Combs in the Southern District of New York for sex trafficking, alleging that he required her to consume drinks with ecstasy and secretly recorded the sexual acts. Number 18. In September 2024, singer and songwriter Dawn Angelique Richard also sued Combs. Hey, Room Shaker, good morning. Richard was employed by Combs as a part of the girl group Danity Kane, formed by Combs and later as a key member of Combs' band Diddy Dirty Money. She sued Combs in New York for sexual false imprisonment, and for subjecting her to hostile working conditions due to her gender, including degrading comments and threats. Ms. Richard has also alleged that Combs regularly supplied others, including minors, with copious amounts of drugs and alcohol, and subjected them to sexual acts while they were sedated and or unconscious due to the drugs and alcohol. Baby, the feds involved now. Ain't no fun when the Webber got the gun. Number 19, in September 2024, a federal grand jury in Manhattan indicted Combs and charged him with sex trafficking, racketeering, and the creation of a criminal enterprise in which he abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. See United States of America versus Sean Combs. The indictment explains that Combs' abuse of women and minors was enabled and conspired with by the employer's resources and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in or attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, not the forced labor, child. Well, good morning, Winter. Kidnapping, arson, robbery, and obstruction of justice. Number 20, Combs' long history of violence against women unequivocally, I love that word, establishes that his actions are motivated by gender, both men and women. Combs has a profound contempt for women and a desire to dominate both minors and other men. Good morning, Buddha. Thank you for joining. Y'all hit the like for me. His conduct shows a long-standing practice of denigrating, defeating, and attempting to humiliate men, women, and children. His practices and desires are different for men, women, and children, but his actions are unequivocally motivated by the victim's particular gender and age. That's interesting. So he got different forms of humiliation, and humiliation rituals they differ between his victims, allegedly women, men, and children. He got different strokes for different folks. Pardon the pun. Number 21. Plaintiff's allegations herein substantially mirror Combs' prior conduct as established through criminal indictments and other lawsuits. Through this case, plaintiff seeks a full measure of justice from a man who thought his power, money, and influence rendered him untouchable. Plaintiff joins many other victims by filing his complaint in hopes that their common voice makes it impossible for Combs to assault another person ever again. Now we finna get to Carter. Jay-Z. Let me put my dog up. Be right back. We finna get to Carter. You have to be quiet. You've been very vocal here lately. Come on. And get up. Come on. Come on. All right. Now, the title of this is not Jay-Z. All right. Number 23, Combs and Carter were not simply occasional collaborators in the music industry. The two men developed a close friendship that has been well documented from the late 1990s to the present. Together, they attended countless music industry events for each other's business ventures, parties, and after parties. Indeed, the two are apparently so close, hey, for soldier, that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person other than Combs' mother who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. So now they building the relationship between Jay-Z and Diddy, showing that they so close. Of course, they participate in this together. That's my commentary. Number 24, in 2000, near the height of their fame, power, and influence, Combs and Carter, Jay-Z, attended the 2000 Video Music Awards in New York City. Afterwards, Combs hosted an after party for many of the most famous celebrities in the music and entertainment industries, including Carter, Jay-Z, which is where the events alleged in this complaint occurred. All right, here we go. Parties. Number 25. Plaintiff Jane Doe, that she is unnamed, Plaintiff Jane Doe is a female who resides in Alabama. Defendant Sean Combs is a male who, on information and belief, resides now in New York City through incarceration in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. On information and belief, at all relevant times, Combs owned and or controlled Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Bad Boy Productions Holdings, Bad Boy Book Holdings, Bad Boy Records LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment LLC, Bad Boy Production LLC, Diddy's House Recording Studio, and CEOPCO LLC. Altogether, the Combs Corporations, which I will refer to it now, the Combs Corporations. Good morning, Lakita. Thank you for joining. The facts of Combs' ownership and titles at the Combs Corporations enabled and conspired with him to commit the unlawful sexual violence against plaintiff described herein. So they naming out the parties on this section, okay? So they talking about another party. It's Defendant Daddy's House Records is a domestic business corporation that is incorporated in New York, and on information and belief now has its principal place of business at 9255 Sunset Boulevard, second floor. Okay. They also naming the CEOPCO that's at the same address, 9255 Sunset Boulevard. They're naming them in the lawsuit. As part of his renowned Bad Boy record label and brand, Combs has established several corporate entities under the Bad Boy name over the past few decades, including but not limited to Bad Boy Entertainment Holdings, Bad Boy Productions Holdings, Bad Boy. All the Bad Boy companies are also named in the lawsuit, and they give descriptions of what each company is, the record labels, the party company, all that. All right? Now, 30 is interesting. They say defendants, organizational, those unnamed people part of the organization, number 1 through 10, are currently unknown entities who were owned by and or employed defendant Combs and enabled and conspired with the commission of the conduct complained of herein. As the parties engage in discovery, plaintiff retains the right to amend the complaint to add these entities by name. Child, they don't, at this point, when they giving these in the next one, 31, defendants individual those 1 through 10 are currently unknown celebrities and are persons of interest who enabled and are conspired with the commission of the conduct complained of herein. As the parties engage in discovery, plaintiff retains the right to amend the complaint to add these individuals by name. So at this moment in time, number 30 and 31 of the named parties, they putting up at least 20 goddamn people who they don't even know who they is yet. They saying in the course of us doing this lawsuit, we might find another 10 people that work for the defendant, and we're going to add them accordingly. 31 say the same thing. We might find another 10 people, celebrities, who was at these parties doing the unheard of at the same time. And guess what? We retain our right to name them later. They covered all their bases, okay? Number 32. Defendant Sean Carter, Jay-Z, is a male who, on information and belief, maintains residencies in both New York and Los Angeles. Defendant Carter is more commonly known by his industry name of Jay-Z. Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing the utterly frivolous lawsuit, he sued back, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiff lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff by naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare the plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. The effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetrated by Carter. See, I told y'all at the very beginning of this, and I just said, don't quote me, but I think they filed this or tried to file this before, but it didn't go nowhere. So I was correct. And that's why they keep saying amended, because they went back and tried to make it better. Number 33. Each of the Combs corporations aided and abetted Combs in committing the unlawful sexual violence against plaintiff described herein, or alter egos for Combs, completely dominated by him and used for his personal interest and to engage in wrongdoing which harm plaintiff and or others. So the ABC, they talk about what part the Combs Corporation plays. So the third one here is serve or have served as vehicles to move for Combs to move, dispose of, and or insulate his assets, including in connection with his criminal activities, and to avoid compensating the victims of his many crimes, including the plaintiff. So the jurisdiction is going to be there. Let's see. In New York, they want a jury. Factual allegation number 38. Here we go. On or about around September 7, 2000, plaintiff, then 13 years old, had a friend drive and drop her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try to attend the Video Music Awards, the VMAs. Attending the VMAs was on plaintiff's bucket list, and she believed she could gain entry. Excuse me? Let me read that again, y'all. Check this out. On or around September 7, 2000, the plaintiff, Miss Jane Doe, was at the time 13 years old, had a friend drive and drop her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try to attend the VMAs. Attending the VMAs was on plaintiff's bucket list, and she believed she could gain entry. Bingo, went to 13 with a bucket list, okay? Plaintiff arrived at the venue and saw large crowds gathering as artists and entertainers began arriving. Plaintiff was very excited. As the event began, much of the crowd moved inside, but plaintiff, without a ticket, remained outside with others and watched the VMAs on a jumbotron. Determined to get into the VMAs or an after party, she approached several limousine drivers parked nearby and attempted to talk her way into either. Wow, very resourceful young lady. 41. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for defendant Combs. The driver told her that Combs liked younger girls and said she fit what Diddy was looking for. Oh, Lord. And while not allowing her into the awards, the driver invited her to the after party. Oh, Lord. Hey, Kane, so the driver stated that he had to drive Combs and others to the after party first, but instructed the plaintiff to return to his location after the event and that he'll pick her up and take her to the after party. Good energy. Hey, good energy. Say, how was she hanging around friends that could drive and drop her off? Was it a pimp child at 13, right? But check this out. This sounds crazy. Let me read this again. So he already told her, okay, you his type. Okay, you can go. Can't get you in an award show, but we're going to take you to the after party. But check this out. I'm going to read this again. The driver stated that he had to drive Combs and others to the after party first, but instructed Jane Doe, the plaintiff, to return to his location after the event and that he'll pick her up and take her to the after party. So he gonna go take Combs and them to the after party, turn all the way around, come all the way back to Radio City, whatever the VMAs was, just to pick up this 13-year-old girl. Okay. Number 43. Later that evening, plaintiff excitedly returned to the same location and waited for what seemed to her a long time. The driver eventually returned and drove her to what he described as the after party. What the fuck is the driver called, and what the world was he doing? Yeah, he just as guilty. Later that evening, I read that one, 44. After approximately 20 minutes, plaintiff arrived at what she believed to be a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. Once inside, two men asked plaintiff to sign a document, which plaintiff did not read, but which she now believes to have been a non-disclosure agreement. She was told that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave the men her name and signed the form, but did not receive a copy. They got pictures? Inside the building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she had wanted to see at the VMA. Hey, Team Me, thank you for joining. Winter says exactly that's what I was thinking. I'm not going to shame a alleged victim, but out of thousands of women out there, a special trip was made back for her 13-year-old ass was made. Exactly. So, number 47, she in the party now, right? She in the party now. Hey, TSW. Why this sound like R. Kelly parties? Baby, because they birds, I don't know, child. They all come out the same book. Wait staff circulated through the room carrying trays of drinks and loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of that drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an actual exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. Baby, this must be what they found inside his residences or something like this. So y'all see these tools? I didn't know I still had that comment up. Hold on. Let me take the comment down. Child, so apparently this must be some of the tools, oh Lord, that was found during the raid that they alleging this is how they put the drugs into the drinks. Good Energy say, of course she had to have been lying about her age. I'm not victim shaming, but it only makes sense that they weren't aware that she was 13, but more attracted to how young she looked. Right, but guess what? That's giving them a lot of leeway. That she lied about her age. They may never ask, right? And they might have got turned on by the fact that she said she was 13. The better, the sweeter the berry, according to these perverts, right? Number 51, looking for a place to rest because she didn't got woozy now from the red yellow drink. Looking for a place to rest, plaintiff walked down what appeared to be a hallway containing several rooms off of it. She entered what appeared to be an empty room so she could lie down for a moment. She did not lock the door. This room contained only a large bed with no furniture of any other kind, television or other furniture. Huh. Ain't that? Hey, I'm not going to say, for me personally, let me give this disclaimer. By number 52 of this lawsuit, I don't think she no goddamn victim no more. I think she full of shit. It's plenty of victims, but I don't think this Jane Doe here is one, okay? So at this point in time, it's very convenient that Jane Doe just so happened to find one room with only a bed in it, nothing else. And why would she leave the door unlocked? Number 52. Soon after, and it's just very convenient how on number 52, out of that big ass mansion party and all this stuff going on, Combs happened to find the one room she laying in. Soon after, hey uppity, Combs entered the room along with Carter, Jay-Z, hey Sheree, and a female celebrity B. Oh, name them. Okay, I'm ad libbing. Let me stop ad libbing.
Okay. I found this on the web for
Hey, I ain't
female
asked you nothing.
celebrity. Check it out.
Soon after, Combs entered the room along with defendant Carter and a female celebrity. Plaintiff immediately recognized all three celebrities. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her, and said, "You are ready to party?" Combs then threw plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, at which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Damn. Yeah. Plaintiff was held down by Carter. Hold on. Carter, wait a minute, wait. Plaintiff was held down by Carter, Jay-Z, as he vaginally aped her, while Combs and celebrity B watched. Hey, Jaya. After Carter finished, he stepped back toward the wall. Combs then stepped forward and vaginally aped plaintiff while Carter and celebrity B watched. Combs then knocked plaintiff down and attempted to force plaintiff to perform oral sex on him. She fought back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Taken aback, Combs stopped his attempt. When Combs backed away in surprise, plaintiff grabbed her clothes and shoes and ran out of the bedroom, holding her dress in front of her like a towel. She ran around the residence until she found the front door and was able to leave the party. Although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of the plaintiff's distress or attempted to help her. Ciao. Good morning, Black. I should say good afternoon, Black Pearl. Let me So Jay-Z held it down and assaulted her sexually. After he finished, according to this, allegedly, Combs did the same thing. Then Combs tried to put her on her knees in front of her and get some head. She wasn't going, so she quickly stood up and punched Diddy in the neck. This caused Combs to step back surprised. And even though it was Carter, Jay-Z, and Celebrity B, the unknown female, hey, Simbalani, good afternoon, and Diddy, who, he shouldn't be shocked for that long. Even though all three of them was in the room, plaintiff grabbed her clothes and shoes and ran out of the bedroom, holding her dress in front of her like a towel. She ran around the residence until she found the front door and was able to leave the party. Now, mind you, this is the residence where they having a after party for the Video Music Awards, the VMAs. They got all these celebrities, other people in that party. Her 13-year-old ass was able to put her dress in front of her. So she butt booty ass naked, running around crying, I'm pretty sure. And no one saw her. They say although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to take notice of plaintiff's distress or attempted to help her. Baby. Once outside, Plaintiff put her clothes back on and left the scene in the dark. Plaintiff attempted to retrace the route taken by the limo driver. Ain't she still fucked up on the drugs? She kept running until she reached the gas station she noticed on the way to the party. A female clerk noticed her distress and allowed her to use the phone. Plaintiff called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. Plaintiff's father arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. After the assault, plaintiff fell into a deep depression which continues to affect every facet of her life. Plaintiff suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and a seizure disorder caused by stress and trauma. Plaintiff has had difficulty maintaining normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. Wait a minute. I got a question. While under the influence of drugs, yeah, she ran out, found her way to a gas station and everything, right? Now, my question is this. On number 60, it says in plain English, plaintiff called father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. Father arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. So, what happened when her daddy came picked her 13-year-old ass up crying and abused and drugged and out of it from the corner store right before dawn? Nobody went back to the party? Nobody called the cops? Hey, Ronnie. None of that would happen? He just took her home and punished her for being out the house late at night? Huh? Let's continue. First cause of action. Violation of New York City's Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. All defendants. They blaming all the defendants for this. Plaintiff hereby incorporates each of the foregoing paragraphs as if fully set forth herein. By forcing sexual contact onto plaintiff as a minor female, defendants Combs and Carter committed a crime of violence motivated by gender. Under the GVMBPA, that act I just read to y'all. The requirement that the crime of violence be committed against because of gender or on the basis of gender and due in least part to animus based on the victim's gender is satisfied because defendants Combs and Carter forced minor plaintiff to engage in a sexual interaction without consent. Jane Doe could not effectively consent because of her age. The non-consensual sexual touching of a minor herein presented a serious risk of physical injury, and in fact caused such injury. Gender animus inheres when consent is absent. Combs' long history of violence and sexual abuse against women evinces a deep contempt and desire for domination over women. The Combs business enabled and conspired with Combs and Carter to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender because Combs and Carter, as a plaintiff at a party related to or referencing Combs' business. On information and belief, Combs' business routinely committed sexual assault, SA, and gender-motivated violence as described in other civil lawsuits to further the business purpose of Combs' enterprise. Given Combs' long-standing pattern and practice of committing sexual violence against women, the Combs businesses had or should have had knowledge of Combs using such parties and venues for this unlawful conduct and did nothing to stop it. The Combs business enabled and conspired with Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender by failing to, among other things, protect plaintiff from a known danger and or have sufficient policies and procedures in place to prevent SA and or train their employees on identifying and preventing SA. Given a long-standing pattern and practice of committing sexual violence against women, including on premises owned and or operated by defendants, the Combs corporations had or should have had knowledge that Combs was a danger to plaintiff and did nothing to stop Combs. The Combs business enabled and conspired with Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender by failing to properly supervise. The Combs business had knowledge and or should have had knowledge of Combs' widespread and well-known practice of committing SA and gender-motivated violence, including on the premises owned and or operated by the defendants, and did nothing to stop it. The Combs corporations further enabled and conspired with Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender by actively placing, maintaining, and or employing Combs in positions of power and authority, despite the fact they knew or should have known that Combs had a widespread and well-known practice of committing sex, SA, and gender-motivated violence, including on premises owned and or operated by defendants. Combs used his titles and authority conferred by the Combs businesses, including as CEO, founder, and chairman, to facilitate and perpetuate the violent assault on plaintiff, and to intimidate and enforce plaintiff to keep quiet in subsequent years. On information and belief, plaintiff alleges that defendant organization or those, the people they don't even know yet, 1 through 10, inclusive, or other parties not yet identified, who have enabled and conspired with Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender in the ways articulated above and or in other ways. These people they don't even know yet. That is just weird. 70. As a result of defendant's actions, plaintiff suffered damages in an amount to be determined at trial and pursuant to the fee shifting provision of the statute. This legal action has been commenced within a statutory time frame provided by the 2-year look-back window for BGMVPA claims. Wherefore, plaintiff respectfully requests that judgment be entered against defendants as follows. This is what they want. 1. A. Awarding compensatory damages for all physical injuries, emotional distress, psychological harm, anxiety, humiliation, physical and emotional pain and suffering, family and social disruption, and other harm in an amount to be determined at trial. B. Awarding punitive damages in an amount to be determined at trial. C. Awarding attorney fees and costs pursuant to any applicable statute or law. D. Awarding pre- and post-judgment interest on all damages, fees, and or costs. E. Attaching any or all of defendant's real property and other assets located in the state of New York pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 64. And F. Awarding such other and further relief as this court may deem just and proper. And there you have it, folks, the lawsuit. Now, before I go to breaking down Jay-Z's response, I saw a few comments under here. I see people were struggling with trying not to victim shame, right? But at some point in time, you got to call a thing a thing. If something don't sound right, it's probably not right. If something sounds funny, it's probably weird. If something don't make no good time, let me tell you, y'all know we do our trial watches over here. And PSA, we starting a new trial tonight. It's gonna be good. It's the Andre McDonald case. That's that black man who had all that money, a millionaire for San Antonio, who unalived his Jamaican wife because she was cheating on him. They did a 48 hours or dateline on it. We start that tonight. But anywho, what I'm trying to say is, doing our trial watches, right? I hear all the time when they talking about they're explaining to the potential juror about reasonable doubt, right? And reasonable doubt is when it sounds when you hear something that don't sound reasonable, it don't sound feasible, it don't sound true, it don't sound like it makes sense. That's reasonable doubt. It's plenty that I read to you guys. It's a lot that I read to you guys that don't make sense. So it's okay for Demetri to have and present to you guys reasonable doubt. I doubt very seriously that people be in a whole party, everybody will just see a young ass, because it don't even matter if she's supposed to be trying to look old, but if you see a young girl or any woman running through the party crying, upset, running fast as hell, holding her shoes and her dress butt naked at an after party for BMAs, and nobody remember seeing nothing. Nobody asked what was going on. Nobody stopped her. I got reasonable doubt in that. I got reasonable doubt in the fact that she could have made it in the dark by herself and just go find her way out of the place and down the street. I got reasonable doubt in why the hell her daddy ain't called the cops. We ain't hear nothing about that. So I'm not victim shaming, but I'm definitely gonna have my reasonable doubt like any other prospective viewer, right? So let's read. Hold on. So next, hold on. Let me see. Now I'm gonna read this off of my phone, and then I'm gonna share screen. Now I'm gonna read to you guys. Sean Carter. Oh, he didn't file the. Oh, I should have pulled up. Oh, Sean Carter didn't file his. He filed his stuff back. He filed the lawsuit back already. Okay, okay. I might have to come back on another one later on. Okay, so he has actually filed his motion. I'm gonna come back tomorrow with the motion because it'll be open tomorrow. But I can tell y'all right here, say Jay-Z has filed his first response in court to a lawsuit accusing him of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl in 2000 alongside Sean Diddy Combs, calling the case extortionate and arguing that the accuser should be required to litigate such heinous allegations under her real name. Carter's attorney called the accusations patently false and part of a campaign of extortion by attorney Tony Busby, a Texas attorney who has filed a slew of cases against Combs and threatened dozens of more. Allowing Busby clients to proceed under Jane Doe pseudonyms is just a tactic in a scheme to extract settlements from innocent celebrities by falsely tying them to Diddy. That's what Carter's attorneys argue in a new filing, effectively allowing the attorney to smear the defendant's good name while his clients hide behind the sheer shield of anonymity. The lawyer says Mr. Carter should not have to defend himself in the brightest of spotlights against an accuser who hides in complete darkness. Mr. Carter deserves to know the identity of the person who is effectively accusing him in sensationalized publicity hunting fashion of criminal conduct, demanding massive financial compensation and tarnishing a reputation earned over several decades. That's what the lawyer said. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to pull that up and it'll be open tomorrow. I'll come back around the same time to do that. Now, Forbes magazine just did and uploaded a breakdown, like a PR breakdown, a strategy, breaking down the strategy of Jay-Z's response. So let's look at that real quick. Then I'll let you guys go. Thank y'all for joining me. Hit the like. It ain't over yet. Breaking down baby, these news reporting sites be having too much stuff. Breaking down Jay-Z's PR strategy in his statement denying allegations. So this is a professional going through and looking at the public relations part of it, right? So on Sunday, a civil lawsuit was filed against Jay-Z, accusing him of aping a 13-year-old girl alongside Diddy in 2000. The filing instantly thrust the music mogul into the center of a media firestorm. By 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this was all yesterday, responded with a fiery statement on X to make it clear he was ready to fight back. With his reputation and legacy on the line, Jay-Z is in for a fierce fight. As founder of Roc Nation, he's up against Tony Busby, a tenacious attorney representing 120 people in lawsuits against Combs. At an October press conference, Busby warned that many powerful people will be exposed through the lawsuits, and he appears to have already delivered on that promise. For Jay-Z, a simple denial was not enough. He needed a calculated PR strategy to control the narrative and limit the fallout. As one half of an ultra famous couple, with legal battles ahead, his response needed to hit hard. Jay-Z didn't hold back. Forget the typical lawyer-approved statement. This response was a bold, unfiltered counterpunch meant to discredit the lawsuit, take aim at Busby, and flip the narrative. Okay, now here is the statement. Oh, y'all not seeing nothing. Oh, yes, y'all are. Okay, so here's the statement. I'm going to read it for y'all. Jay-Z's statement. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer, in quotations, named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very, all caps, public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. All caps, 2 exclamation marks. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that was the case. This lawyer, who I've done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics! Exclamation mark. I have no idea how you have come to be so. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby. But I promise you, I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to the true victims in the world who have had to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. Not dragging them. Wait a minute. Jay-Z say, my heart and support goes out to the true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have strict codes and honors. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have leveled against me, that, if not for the serious surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you how different I am. Baby, what y'all think about Jay-Z's response? Let me come back over here to stream y'all. What y'all think about Jay-Z's response, y'all? This case is not going nowhere exactly. Jay-Z suing him for extortion. Right, that's crazy because Reasonable Doubt is one of Jay-Z's albums. Oh, hey, sister. That is funny. That's apropos. I think the mental struggle comes from her mad at herself making a badass decision in life. Right. And who gonna come through? Don't they need some type of witnesses? Or are they gonna concoct other witnesses who say they all of a sudden they remember being at the party? And the best thing that she could possibly have is some type of police record if her daddy went down to the police station and took her down there, but they're not naming nothing like that. They're not saying nothing like that, right? So I think that I'm gonna end it right here because I need some more coffee made. But Ronnie Hart would say, I believe Jay-Z. Well, I believe, I don't know. You got to have a little bit more common sense. But hey, common sense ain't regular no more, right? But I do believe they tried the same exact lawsuit from the same exact person against Jay-Z previously, and it failed. And it's something about that double dipping, and there's something about the greed of Tony Busby and all these lawsuits, right? That makes me hesitant to believe this type of case. And then plus, if you heard from what I was reading, it don't even make sense. Now I do know, I am aware that Diddy and a few people around there was doing heinous things. Yes, yes. But that don't make me easy to believe every goddamn claim these people making. Right? I don't believe that because you do one thing, you did everything else. And I hate the fact that this is not gonna be streamed. Okay? I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. So there you have it, folks. You heard it here first on Lit Lane in the Sector. We read the documents. You heard it for yourself, saw the paperwork. We heard Jay-Z's response. I'm going to stay on top of securing the Jay-Z countersuit. Okay, so tomorrow around this same time, I'm gonna come back with the countersuit. I just want to go ahead before I sign off and remind you guys to consider joining the Pit Crew membership. Got different levels starting at 99 cents and working his way up as far as the level of support. I want to encourage you guys to get your supplies and join me over on Jill's Comfort Zone this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to do a Christmas crafting. All you need to get your crafts. You can do it along with us on StreamYard, or you can do it along at your house, follow along. It's some candy canes, a vase, your flowers that you're going to stick in the vase, a glue gun, and glue sticks, and maybe a piece of Christmas ribbon or something. We're going to make a candy cane centerpiece. So we're doing that this Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at Jill's Comfort Zone. I will be posting a flyer. And also, I want to remind you, we start a new case tonight, the state of Texas versus Andre McDonald. All right, that's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight for the Lit Lane Jury Box, okay? M. Renee say Busby lawsuits usually don't make it to court and they end up settling. Yeah, that's what, and that's why Jay-Z say, hey, I know you banking on me just settling out of court, but baby, but homeboy, that's not happening. Okay, that's exactly what he banking on. But it's Jay-Z promises. We have to see if Jay-Z gonna stand on business that he ain't selling shit. So we gonna have to watch, right? All right, you guys. Thank y'all for joining me. Y'all have an excellent day, and I shall see you guys in the Lit Lane Jury Box tonight on Trial Watch with Demetri at 7 p.m. The state of Texas versus Andre McDonald. Bye, y'all. I'm gonna post a couple of clips on that trial too, so y'all can be ready. All right, bye, y'all.